This is something that's not targeted very often, this next stretch or mobilization. It's internal rotation of the hips. When we do squats, as an example, you want to keep the knees out, tracking with the toes. So you're really externally rotating the femurs and the hips. This we're going to work on the opposite. You're going to point your toes in. In this one, do not load with weight. Just body weight is more than sufficient. And from here, you're going to be rotating your hips in, driving your knees together. And standing back up. I had a few pops and cracks there. There's actually research that shows that a lack of internal hip rotation is associated with knee pain in breaststroke swimmers. So doing the whip kick, which is not too far off of what happens with the 8-meter kick. So something to do as part of your program. Now to kind of progress that squat and that internal hip rotation, you can go to what's called, well, I don't really know what it's called, but I know it as screwing the floor. And it's using the squat, so again, you must be comfortable in a deep squat in order to do this. You're going to squat down. Now I'm going to fold one leg in, so I'm going to hit internal rotation here. This foot should be flat. I bring it back up. I'm going to fold this other leg in. Trail foot should be flat. You want to try and be very relaxed here. Let the air out. No, I'm actually quite stiff in my internal hip rotation. If you have good internal hip rotation, when you do this, your pelvis should be able to stay square headed. If you notice, I have to turn a little bit because I'm bumping right up against my barrier. And now something else must move in order for me to get there. A regression, so stepping back, if you don't have a deep squat or just doing this motion down there, low is difficult, you can start up higher up. So just a soft bend in the knees and hips, and then you're going to drop the knee in, drop the foot, and you can try lower and lower. Anyhow, so there's actually a whole sequence to that move where you end up almost screwing around on the floor, where you're spinning around on the floor, and your hips are going through great ranges of motion. And it's a great movement. Start with this first part at the beginning and master that first. And then the last one I want to show you is the Romanian deadlift, again, North American term, hip hinge deadlift pattern. This is the deadlift pattern here. Feet directly under the hips, bending back or pushing the hips back. Back stays in a straight line or slight arch. And here you should be feeling a nice stretch on everything on the back side, hamstring and a little bit of the glutes. And just to give a demonstration of the back position, I got the pull of my head, my mid-back, and my tailbone or my sacrum. As I come forward, I should maintain those points of contact at all times. Now you want to turn this into more of a long stretch. This is fine, just hold it down there, like so. More dynamically, just work to your barrier or slightly before, and do 10, 15, 20 reps in a row. Now, that's kind of in the basic video. I'll show you a little bit more of a advanced version using a weight. You can use a barbell, a dumbbell, sandbag, medicine ball. In this case, I got a kettlebell. You're not going extremely heavy on this, just, you know, a nice, easy, moderate weight. So I have 16 kilos. If I was doing this actual exercise for a strength move, I'd easily be 80 to 90 kilos in a barbell. So well below what I would be trained. The weight is well below what I'd be using if I was actually doing it as a strength training exercise. So, weight between the feet, stand up with the weight. Set your feet, toes straight ahead, under your hips. Push the hips back. Go to your barrier. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. From here we're going to do what's called contract relax. I'm going to take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and just very gently come up, maybe a half a centimeter, and then I'm going to relax and go back down. I'm contracting my hamstrings and glutes for 5 to 10 seconds, and then let the air out, but maintain my spinal alignment. I'll go again. You can see the kettlebell comes up just a bit. We're using the glutes and hamstring. I'll stop there. So you can do, I did 3 cycles there of contract for 5 to 10 seconds, relax for 5 seconds, maybe up to 10, and repeat. You can go about 3 to 5 cycles. You should notice, and hopefully you noticed with when I did it, is that I actually improved my range of motion over those 3 cycles. Probably if I did 2 more cycles, I would have had the kettlebell on the floor. So that's just a contract, relax for the remaining deadlift. And that will conclude the more advanced, or some progressions on the range of motion drills, particularly focused on hips. Enjoy, leave your comments. You can certainly contact me through waterpolotraining.net. Enjoy!